championship last night in the modified series on our regular season. Now time to win the custom schedule season. Shorter season at that, 12 races versus what we had 16 in the last one. We actually clinched the championship 3 races early through 13 of the 16 races. So with this being a 12 race for the championship, there's a very high probability we will go into the last race of the year. Actually, I was going to race as, we're going to be racing as Bill Fuller. We will be starting 12th in our opener here at Milwaukee. And you guys also picked the schedule last night in the stream following the championship side of things, obviously, for the stream yesterday. So here we go. We got the Badger State 75. This will be a 50% race to kickstart the season. Actually, both races tonight will both be 50% races. So 75 laps in both. Milwaukee Mile first, then Martinsville second. Our season finale will be at New Hampshire when we wrap things up, obviously, when we do. But starting mid-pack in this first race, I did not win at Milwaukee on the last season. Did not win at Martinsville in the last season. So we'll see if we can get our first wins at these racetracks with this series in this game as we are racing and live here on a Wednesday night. Try not to make any contact being up on that outside lane for the initial start. Fuller in the 192 Dodge. A little contact. Could have been worse. Trying to get back down to the bottom of the racetrack. I actually had a chance if I really was aggressive on corner entry. There we go. Got a good enough drive off. Huge drafting effects here at Milwaukee. I don't know why I'm not as good here compared to the other flatter 1 mile tracks. Phoenix and New Hampshire on this game. It's like whatever I do to be fast there just doesn't equate to the same. I definitely messed with the setup compared to where I had it for the first race. First race here, I should say, last season. Which was, I think, race 2. So I'm still kind of getting used to the modifieds. We're used to them now. Definitely have more grip. I'm going to back up the entry to turn 1. Looking to make a pass for position. Using a bit of that apron through the center of 1 and 2. If you can get underneath the car in the center of 1 and 2, that's going to be the best opportunity to probably make a pass in that corner. Corner entry is going to get very tight. Slingshot clear there off of turn 2 for the 11th spot. Short season, so we got to get all we can get now. We're a little tight. Had to lift quite a bit in the center of 1 and 2 just to keep it off the wall. Lost the inside of the racetrack again. Got the old Walmart car right underneath us. Little contact with him as we got a bit loose off turn 4. I'm driving into him in the center of 1 and 2. Forcing myself even wider than we already were. Wade, by the way, thanks for tuning in. Been in the chat for a minute now. We're getting squeezed off turn 4 that time. I had enough room to try to hold on to it, but it was very little. This is a struggle. We're only going to each track on the schedule once. And the 2 tracks that we didn't get to last season, Watkins Glen, which wasn't on the schedule at all, and then IRP, because we clinched the title before we got to that race, will both be on this schedule for the first time. So there are a couple of new tracks still. Oh boy. He had a wheel hop with his left rear. I got into him. I saw that. Man, I lost the bottom again. I kind of freaked out. A couple teammates getting around us. By the way, how is the 191 car not one of our teammates? Considering that we're both in a Dodge. The Dodge car specifically. Like paint scheme and manufacturer. Really got to be protective of this bottom lane. I've lost the inside so easily. I don't even have to wash up the racetrack, and they just kind of beat me down there. Obviously, 75 laps, not a long time. With no cautions, no pit stops to try to make this up. Started 12, haven't been in the top 10 at all yet in this race. Really low through the center of the corner there. Slight wall scrape down the straightaway, too. Early Christmas present. That is early. Enjoy it. Oh boy, little contact up ahead. 175 getting alongside the car he was next to. Fuller to the bottom of the track, entering turn 3. That was never going to work. Passed on the outside. Nope, maybe not. It's going to be a drag race for turn 1. We have him. All clear. At least I haven't hit the inside wall getting into turn 1 yet. I did that a few times the last race we had here. I'll tell you what, though, this is just... I don't have the speed necessary to go out here and win this race. I'm hitting the wall. That car behind me just hit the inside wall. I'll make a pass, and then I'll give it right back up again. Having a hard time just trying to stay in front of cars. Same thing again. Ugh. I launched that guy into the corner. Just took out that next car in front of him. Things are going all right, though. Finally in the top 10 for the first time. Took 17 laps to go from 12th to 10th, but we got there. And now trying to go for 9th place in turns 1 and 2. Got it. Starting to get in a rhythm finally. Full of dust. I don't expect, especially if you hadn't played it for a while. You're just breaking into 9th. Might give that spot right back up again. I do seem to be way looser when I'm on the outside lane. When I'm on the inside, I really don't get loose. A lot better through 3 and 4. Get away. Cut back down to the bottom again. Trying to make the pass entering turns 3 and 4. Making it cleanly. Never cleaned it. Yeah, that's I'm pretty bad about that though too. Which is probably why my old PS4, because I had to buy another one. It was overheating on me all the time. I want to say this was before the channel. Pretty sure it was. You know, interval-wise, we're only 2.7 seconds off the lead. Despite the fact that we're in 9th place on lap 22. Oh, that's a lot of contact entering the corner. I don't know how we didn't both go up towards the wall, to be completely honest. Ryan Berwick, thanks for tuning in. Red Ring of Death. I have zero clue what that is. I don't know what that means. It doesn't sound good, though. Slight bit of contact, more contact entering turn 1. We kind of got squeezed down into that wall. Honestly, if I didn't end up hitting him again that second time after I hit the inside wall, I think we would have went way up the track and lost a couple spots. Ended up actually gaining one spot. I mean, there's still plenty of time left in this race. When the gaming system instantly dies. Yeah, I've never had that. Jeez. That looked like I did him dirty. I swear that wasn't on purpose. I did clearly overdrive the corner. I don't know how he kept it off the wall. He definitely lifted quite a bit, though, because I think he lost another spot. The next car behind us. No drafting help at the moment. Still a little over 2 seconds off the lead in the 6th place position. One of our teammates, by the way, just dropped out of the race. Closing in on our former teammate, Nate Beasley, from last season, who was runner-up in points despite not getting a win. Relatively consistent. We've got no teammates up in the front few positions. Definitely would like to build some momentum up and try to make a pass here. Beasley might try to make a move for 5th. Got to stay pretty tight behind him so we can make this move. Hopefully right after him. Jump to the bottom of the racetrack. We'll be side by side entering turn 1. And the clean pass will be made for 5th. And Beasley goes wide in the center of that corner. And off turn 2, we're side by side for 4th now. 2 cars in 1 lap. Beasley will get cleared in 3 and 4. Good little drive through the field. 25.389, our fastest lap of the race so far. And an aggressive move to try to go for another spot. Little contact entering the corner and up to third. What am I doing for Christmas? Spending time with the family, per usual. We're having it over at my parents' house, so... yeah, we'll see. Usual stuff. I mean, I would imagine what I'm doing is no different from a lot of other people on Christmas, so... give some gifts, get some gifts, spend time with the family. I think there's a football game on that afternoon, too. I know the Chiefs play. I can't remember who they were playing. There might be more than that, too. I don't know how many games, but... it's going to be weird on a Wednesday. Mark Dyer in second, who is our third place finisher in our first run at the championship. I like how you put the... both of your gaming consoles died at age 21, like they were 21 years old at the time of death. This is Santa Claus at the mall. He ain't at the mall on Christmas. He's celebrating back at the North Pole with Mrs. Claus. A little contact and a rub and run to get through to second place on Mark Dyer through turns 1 and 2. Clint Ferguson, who had 3 wins on our first season, I would assume has been leading a large majority, if not the entire race, to this point. Lap 41, we're only down to about 35 to go, past halfway. And we have not led yet in the race. A fight from 12th to 2nd. And about to be a fight for the lead with Ferguson. Old turd Ferguson. Steelers. Oh, there we go. That should be a pretty good game. Side by side for the lead. Didn't lead that lap at the line, but as they enter turns 1 and 2, a little contact getting into the corner. And clear on corner exit. A block down the back straightaway. Trying to hold on into 3. Aggressive line on entry there with the low dive. See the back of lap traffic right now. May get to lap traffic before the end of the race. I didn't think the field would get this spread apart, to be completely honest, but it has. Nice to get 5 bonus points, finally leading a lap. I don't think we're going to be in any possibility of trying to lead the most. It's probably already out of reach, depending on how many laps Ferguson has led for. Even if we were to lead the last 32. breaking the draft down to the inside of the racetrack when I can. Big run on entry. Oh, I did it. I thought I turned myself there, I'm not going to lie. I don't know how I stayed in front of him. Oh, he's upset, though. Sails it right off into the very next turn. He had every right to do that. And Ferguson's back out in front here at the Milwaukee Mile. Man, I did it again. That time it wasn't as much of a block. I was trying to stay to his outside, but a little too aggressive of manner. Is that Beasley that's up to third? Looks like his car. This car is just, it's too tight on entry, but too loose on exit. Which is very difficult on a flat track. See, I lost the bottom again. This actually isn't Ferguson. Or, no, I meant to say it wasn't Beasley, not Ferguson. Ferguson's leading. But it is Beasley. So I would have been wrong if I had said that. We'll run off turn 4 in the draft behind Beasley. Side by side entering turn 1. Slight bit of contact, nothing major that time though. He's not going to be able to get down to the bottom quick enough. We'll try to reel in Ferguson at the front of the field again. He got out ahead just a little bit. 24 laps to go. That was a big hit into the wall. Wow. Well, the car's not broke. That was a massive shot into both the inside then the outside wall. That's only the second time I've clipped that wall. The first time I got squeezed into it trying to make a pass for position earlier. And it didn't actually hurt me that bad. I kind of scuffed it. That time I hit it pretty hard. Which, I hit that wall so many times in the first race we had here last season. So I'm proud of myself that that was the first time I did it on my own. Unfortunately, it drops us back to 6th place. And a few seconds off the lead with just 23 to go, 22 to go at the line. So that's not good. And Ferguson's kind of set and steady for the moment. We'll see if anybody reels him in. If they get close enough in the draft, obviously, that's the big thing. Draft's so important here at Milwaukee with these modifieds. It's long straightaways. I think any shot I had of winning this race might have been ruined there. Honestly, I'm glad I got the lead laps because the way this race was going, those first 20 laps or so, it took me 17 laps just to gain 2 positions. From 12th to 2nd from where we started. Able to get out in front, lead a couple laps just prior to lap 50, and fortunately lost the lead and fell back to 3rd, got back to 2nd, and now back to 6th. There's really nobody. Well, there's one car kind of faintly back there behind us, and a gigantic gap to the next car. After that, I mean, you've got a full straightaway between 7th and 8th place, so we should have a pretty solid finish as long as we don't wreck. No chance to make the pass that time with the block entering turn 1. Is it Alan Walker? No, Rhett Simmons. Wrong dark car. Rhett Simmons pulling off the block, trying to stay in 5th. Bill Fuller with a run. Got him off the exit of turn 4. Entering the first turn. He's probably not going to get a lot of room again. Little contact getting into the corner as a result of that. Might get the next car in 3 and 4 for 4th. It's crunch time. $17 to go. There's still time. Clearly. Nice draft off Beasley. Not going to be able to get him here in 3 and 4, though. A little too far behind. Though he did go way up the racetrack in the center of the corner. But so did we. And a lot of contact now with Beasley, and more time is being chopped off. Slowed us both down. Car behind us. Oh, we got a crash. Or at least a couple cars got together and up against the wall. Surprised they didn't completely wreck there. And Beasley got taken up into the wall. That car behind us entered down into the grass there, entering turn 3, and just shoved way up the racetrack right into Beasley. That Rhett Simmons? If that wasn't Simmons, and Simmons is the car behind us in 4th. We got through it. We were luckily just ahead. 14 to go. 1.3 seconds is the difference between us in 3rd place and the race leader of Clint Ferguson, who's dominated this one here today. Still kind of faintly catching that lap traffic at the front of the field. It's kind of an even distance marker between 1st, 2nd, and then 2nd and 3rd. Aggressive line down in the apron. Big power slide, though. That's going to cost Fuller some time. Tried to be a little bit more aggressive with the line there. We have some contact getting into 3. Lost a few tenths there. It's going to be tough. It's too spread apart now. Maybe the back of that traffic that Ferguson's closing in on slows him up if he can get to him. It was a great corner through 3 and 4. I got to hug that white line just above the grass. And I was actually 2 tenths quicker than Ferguson that last lap, so I basically made up almost as much as what I lost the lap before. Not all of it, but I had more grip down on that apron early in the race than what I've had recently, and I think that's because we've got 65 laps on our tires now. That's 2 corners in a row through 3 and 4. It was really solid, though. We're close enough to get into the draft behind 2nd. 1.2 seconds off the lead. And now to try to pass Mark Dyer yet again. Looking low, a little contact. That was all on Dyer there. And got through up to 2nd. 9 laps to go. 1 second off the lead. Ferguson has caught lap traffic. Clipped that inside wall again. Golly. We're right back into P3. Well, Ferguson didn't get held up too much by that lap car. I don't know if he's going to catch that bigger group of traffic towards the end of the front straightaway. There's about 3 cars, a couple of them side by side. Still 1.3 back. Another run on Dyer, off turn 2, entering turn 3. Will be side by side for 2nd. Clean pass here for Fuller. Like to at least pull away from him. 1 second off the lead. 7 to go. 6 to go, excuse me. Or no, I had it right. Yeah, 7 to go. 6 to go this time by at the line. Got to get by this lap car pretty cleanly, though. Looking to the inside. Looks like 2 cars are out of the race. Looking at the track map. Quickly pulling away from Dyer, so as long as I don't overstep the issue here, we're going to have at least 2nd place locked up. Only led a few laps. Oh! And there goes second again. That was any shot I had of catching him before the end of this race. That was it right there. Man, we were really gapping Dyer quickly, too. 5 to go at the line. Got to get back around the lap car again. 1.8 seconds off the lead. Ferguson stuck behind lap traffic. More contact. That time with the lapper and trying to pass him through 1 and 2. And more time lost to Dyer. Now having to block on the fourth place car behind us again. A wiggle up the track entering turn 3. Got to the bottom in the center of the corner again. Loose off turn 4. Ferguson's stuck right now. Lap cars around him. But the gap to second just seems to be a little bit too far. Well, bump and run getting into turn 3. Didn't want to slam the door shut. Didn't think I was clear off 4. We'll get him in turn 1. That pass is made for second again with 3 laps to go. So Ferguson, the 3-time winner in Season 1, custom schedule season for Season 2, is 2 laps away from winning the opener at the Milwaukee Mile. He's got a 1.8 second lead over us right now. Bill Fuller in the 192 car. And it'll be a max points day for him also. Leading the most laps and getting the race win. White flag, final lap. Entering turns 3 and 4 for the final time. And Clint Ferguson will win at the Milwaukee Mile in our season opener for the custom schedule season of the Modified Series. I'll take second place. The way things started in this one, I qualified mid-pack, and it took me a while to get up to the lead. And didn't think that the only couple laps I led at one point in time was going to be it for me, but yeah, I mean, that was it. Ferguson leads the most laps, wins the race. Max points day for him. 4 laps led for Bill Fuller. 44 for Ferguson. And again, second place for Fuller. Camden Barnes finishes 3rd. Rhett Simmons 4th. Nate Beasley in 5th. Travis Haley in 6th. Mark Dyer fell to 7th. What happened to him? I passed Dyer for 2nd late, and he fell to 7th. He led 27 laps in this one. Actually started on the pole. Marvin Humphreys in 8th. Rodney Clay 9th. And Jamie Gonzalez rounds out the top 10. We had 16 cars finish on the lead lap. Our teammates, I don't know the names of them. Well, I know Rodney Clay. It was one of our teammates. I don't know who the other teammates are exactly. Lyle White, who ends up finishing last with a DNF. Alan Walker also DNF. 2 engine failures in this one. And B. Matthews, I'm not sure what the B is. We'll have to find out in the point standings. 32 minutes, 21 seconds total time on race 1 of our doubleheader tonight. We will still have a 75-lapper at Martinsville yet. 1.8 second margin of victory, 139.05 mile per hour average race speed. 3 late changes, and as usual, no cautions in this series. Ferguson started 9th and got the win. We started in 12th. Alrighty. Top 2, good start. Yeah, I'm not upset with that by any means. He probably had the better car. Clearly, considering he won and led the most laps. Cannot win them all. Alrighty. 75 laps and on to Martinsville next. And we will be starting at the back of the pack here in this race. No practice, no qualifying at Martinsville. And a short 75 lapper. So we will have to see where exactly we can get up to. It's also pretty loose here last season from what I remember. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be adding a lot more downforce where that came from. Scared to make the car too tight, but maybe I'll adjust the air pressure a little bit more then. Try to help it a bit. All right. Race number 2. Can we go from last to first in just 75 laps at Martinsville? Green flag in the air. I'm already spinning the tires on the start. That's not good. My goodness. Well, we got one pass on the first lap. That's good. We're checking up so much trying to get through the corners. I was trying so hard just not to run into the back of anybody. Oh, they're checking up big time in turn 3 again. I think it's because everybody's 2x2, middle and back of the pack still. I think that's why they're checking up so much. 1 and 2, they're not checking up much, but 3 and 4, they definitely are. Oh, 3 wide was tough there. Oh, we had somebody blowing up that time. Our teammate. Is that Lyle White again? No, it can't be. I think Lyle White's in the 175. Well, one of our teammates just blew an engine. I don't know what number is what, but I don't think it was Lyle White for the second race to start the season. This thing is still sideways. I remember that being the case at Martinsville last time. So I didn't win Milwaukee on either season. I didn't win Martinsville last season either. That curb. That curb is brutal. That's PS2. Nick Salmon. Now practice or qualifying, I think it's just a matter of getting settled in here. Feel they'll space apart a little bit. I just cleared him out. Oh, we got somebody else blowing up. Second driver blowing an engine. He can't get out of the way right now. Oh, man, they're checking up. I thought they were just going to race around to the outside. That clearly wasn't the case. It's Marvin Humphreys and Nate Beasley. I checked up right off the exit of turn 2, right at the point we were supposed to be getting back in the gas. They slammed on the brakes, ran into the back of Humphreys. He's upset with us now. It's Rodney Clay. I don't even know what number it is either. Let's see how much I was paying attention to that. We're 7.5 seconds off the lead. I don't think we're going to win either race tonight. Well, the best we can do is set ourselves up for IRP, which is the first race tomorrow. At this point. Got to run on Beasley. Make a clean pass on him in turns 3 and 4. 18.243 that last lap. Fastest of the race for us. This is going to be a tough pass because I hit him already. He's upset with me. I just hit him again. We're going to get slammed. Get around him. He hit me. It wasn't much, though. I actually cleared him, and he hit me from behind. Kind of pushed me forward more than anything. Oh, we got another car blowing up. I'm prepared for a checkup this time. Oh, look at that zigzag. Oh, I got squeezed. I'm up there. He didn't know I was to his outside. That was evasive action, though. I will say that was perfect outside of him crowd me on corner exit there, but he probably didn't see me. I'll cut him a little slack. What a move. What time tomorrow? Same time as tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern. Be IRP in Meadow Creek, I believe. Meadow Creek, the first fantasy racetrack. Oh. They dive into the corner, a little bump and run. I just realized 2 teammates are out of the race. 3 guys have blown an engine in the first 20 laps. And 2 of them are teammates. Brett Matthews is the 172. Thank you for that. All right, so Matthews is out. Clay's out. And it leaves Lyle White, who blew an engine in the first race, as well as us. Maybe a little concerning. I'm still 7.5 seconds off the lead in 7th. I hit that curb and it pulled me down to the bottom of the track. I just gotta not be stupid. Just hit my marks. You gotta take what we can get. Although I still finished second in the last race, I almost blew second place. I just had to take what I would have gotten, and it would have been a lot easier second. Wouldn't have had to fight for it. Nope. The car's so snappy, though. I didn't feel like I was pushing that hard that time, and it almost looped around on me. Always hit the curb in Heat 4 and Heat 5. I mean, it's hard not to hit the curb in any game you're racing at Martinsville. Especially in longer races. 18.212 that last lap. It was my fastest of the race. Sometimes it hurts the car and sometimes it's okay. Like, I hit it there in 1 and 2 and it was fine. We are catching up to 6th. Wider entry. Trying to get the cut through the center, get underneath him here into turn 3. Pass made for 6th. All right, so we got another spot back. A little less than 50 to go. If you're just tuning in for the first time, we finished 2nd in race 1 at Milwaukee. Got 2 teammates out. We started last in this one. Started 12th after qualifying race 1. Didn't qualify or practice at all here. I don't know where I ranked in practice because I just kind of quickly jumped into qualifying after practice in the Milwaukee race. Done a better job at staying smooth. It might be a little bit from where we're at right now, but at some point, we're going to be getting into lap traffic. It's inevitable. I have to try to get through it as best as I can. We got 5th place right in front of us, though. .40 to go. Little under 6 seconds off the lead. Big closing rate in turns 1 and 2. Pass will be made in 3 and 4 for 5th. 18.210 that last lap. Fastest of the race for Bill Fuller. Really started to settle in here. Well, I finally lost in both fantasy leagues in the same week for the first time last week. Not like this past weekend, but the weekend before that. And then I did it again this week, too. I should still at least get a first-round bye in my work league for the playoffs. Last week of our regular season's this week. I am already locked into the playoffs. I actually locked up the playoff spot a couple weeks ago. I still could get the #1 seed this weekend, but at the very least, I'll get a first-round bye more than likely. It would take a miracle. I'd have to lose a lot of points to one of 2 guys, and they would have to get a game on me this weekend with winning and me losing. And I'm tied for the lead right now, but I have the tiebreaker by just 12 points. So for the #1 seed, it's going to be real tight. If we both win and he outscores me by more than 12, I'll end up as the #2 seed for the playoffs. After leading pretty much the entire season. My team did good last week. His team just did better. He had Jared Judy on his team. I was actually ahead by, I was ahead by like 20 points going into Monday night, but I knew it was going to be tough. Judy has scored that many points for him a couple times, and last night, or 2 nights ago now, yeah, he went off. And I kind of figured him going against his favorite, or not his favorite team, but his old team that I was almost guaranteeing him at least a touchdown. He had over 200 yards and a touchdown. Crazy game. Yeah, curbs at road courses, most road courses are okay. Maybe not at the Charlotte Roval, but we're like 3.1 seconds off the lead now. I do believe the race leader's struggling in lap traffic a bit. Little bounce off the curb and a hit into Clint Ferguson to make the pass. Ferguson, who won our first race, drops to 5th in this one. But yeah, the race leader's definitely struggling in lap traffic. I mean, it's a 2.5 second lead. Seconds back at one point. Really not that long ago. Maybe 20 laps ago. Obviously, we have not yet hit any lap traffic. You can see the huge line of cars that's not that much further up the way in front of us. I'm not going to have any idea who's a lap down and who's for position of the cars we have to pass up here. I'd imagine that car closest to the outside lane right now down the straightaways and just got yeeted out of the way, as Kevin Harvick would say. I think that car in the outside lane currently is a lapper, if I had to guess. A little bump, a little nudge. And we will clear him into turn 1. Got to run. Going for it. A little contact. An aggressive move to gain a spot. Get to 3rd place. Going to get by another lap car through turns 3 and 4. 25 laps to go. Going for 2nd place into turn 1. Off the curb, a little contact. It was a gutsy move. But got it. I didn't think it was possible, but lap traffic has paid off huge dividends and extreme aggressiveness in making some of these passes up in the top 5 positions. On top of that, not wasting any time. Kind of pulling out my inner Ryan Blaney and the refuse to lose attitude. As we've got that long run speed. A little over half a second off of the race lead. They're leading just 4 laps in the opener, finishing 2nd. Up to 2nd now. Still haven't led yet. 22 to go at the line. And Camden Barnes, who had 1 win last season in our Milwaukee race, in fact. Here at Martinsville trying to get his first win of season 2. And he had a top 5 as well in the first race tonight at Milwaukee. Trying to get the drive off. Get to the inside, into 3 and 4. Got it. Clean pass, too. Bill Fuller to the lead with 20 to go at Martinsville. First lead of the race. A little loose off the curb there. Couldn't catch it until I scraped the wall. Slowed the momentum down, but held on to the lead. Just got to keep doing what I was doing to get to this point and continue on. See, the curve didn't hurt me that time. Actually ran my fastest lap of the race. See, I mean, it's a risk. It's a risk versus a reward. I could run over the curb like I did the last corner, run my fastest lap of the race in 18.2 flat, or I could hit it and get sideways and end up hitting the wall. Like, Anything could happen there. Didn't hit it that time, and we ran an even faster lap, 18.162. So back-to-back fastest laps of the race for Fuller. Definitely has the long run speed here tonight. Though Camden Barnes not going anywhere. And if we get any more lap traffic, 3 laps in a row now, 18.144. When you think I can't get any quicker, the next lap just tops the previous. What do we got this lap? 18.098 or 95, whatever that was. That's 4 laps in a row we've ran our fastest lap of the race. We're just not pulling away. You want to talk about being in a rhythm? Oh, we didn't do it 5 laps in a row. Still a quick one, though. 18.112. Our 5 quickest laps of the race were the last 5. We didn't have anything 18.2 flat or lower until these last several laps. Another 18.1. In fact, I got down to the 18.0s. It's insane. And that time I hit the curb, and again, the car kind of goes a little wide. Skirted the tires a little bit getting into turn 1. Looked like Barnes kind of got tight, went up the racetrack as well. Ten to go this time by. And we will get to our lone teammate that remains in the race, Lyle White. A half a second lead at the line with 10 to go. Few lap cars up ahead. Probably the best car through lap traffic so far. Can we continue to do just that? 9 to go. That little hit into the inside wall costed Fuller, and more contact. The next corner is going to cost him the lead. Contact with the 129, fighting to get back down to the bottom and hold on to at least second. I don't think that was a lapper. Gosh darn it. We got to get back to the lead again. Big run, but then I chopped it off. Threw it away on corner exit. 6 laps at the line. This time by. A lot of blocking going on as the race for the win is on. Push right in the center of the corner only pushed him further ahead. Needed that boost off turn 4. Slid the tires getting down into 1. I'm charging the corner hard. Did it again. 5 to go. On the curbing. Wrapped it all the way through. Couldn't get the run on corner exit, but side by side and the advantage on the bottom. Clear into 3. 4 to go. Back to the lead again. Multiple lead changes here in the final 20 laps. 2 in the final 8. And because of the battle going on for the lead, we're actually not going to catch Lyle White anymore. 3 to go. It's a long line of lap traffic in front of us, too, so I'm glad we won't have to catch it. If this was 150 laps, we would only be about halfway, and we would have to deal with all that lap traffic. White flag at the line. Final lap. Ran the curb through 1 and 2, but it didn't throw the car around. Increasing the lead down the back straightaway and into 3 and 4. One final time. It'll be a clean lap. One of the faster ones of the day, I'm sure. Again, checkered flag, and Bill Fuller gets his first win of the season. Second in race 1 at Milwaukee, race 2 at Martinsville, gets the W. And we'll burn it down here on the front stretch. Hot dogs for everybody. Yeah. Crunch the nose a little bit so I can make sure we pass post-race inspection. All right. I didn't check to see how many laps I led. Dang it. Well, I didn't get to go through the finishing order. Sorry about that. I would assume we can take a look at the point standings for the first time now. As we get through both races. Both races tomorrow will be 100%, by the way. 150 laps in race 1 at IRP. Meadow Creek race 2 will be 100. But two 50% races today, 250% race today, 200% race tomorrow. We do have a 15-point lead over Clint Ferguson and Camden Barnes. Barnes finished second. I would assume he led the most laps also. We don't know that for a fact, but I would assume he did. I'll have to go back through and see how many laps I led. I took the lead for the first time with 20 to go. When I lost the lead, I'm not sure exactly how many laps I lost it for. But we led somewhere in the teens on the laps led in this race. And honestly, both races combined, despite finishing second and first, I probably led less than 20 laps in both races combined. So that's pretty impressive, honestly, that we finished as well as we did, despite not really having the speed necessarily. We had long run speed here at Martinsville. I mean, we were 8.1 seconds back from what I noticed at one point. Obviously, lap traffic rubber banded the field back up because it was taking a while even just to eat into that. I mean, I looked up, it was a 7-second disadvantage with about 40 laps to go. And then as we all of a sudden are battling for the lead with 20 to go, just 20 laps later, obviously the lap traffic helped me out way more than I was expecting it to. But we capitalized off of it, so got the win. And like I mentioned already, Clint Ferguson won our first race, and he is going to be second in points, minus 15. I think he finished third in this race, number 2. And Camden Barnes, who was third in race 1, second in race 2, led the most laps. Ferguson, max points day in race 1, led the most laps, won the race. So, yeah, I mean, top 3 all finished 1, 2, 3 in the first 2 races, different order in both, obviously. I didn't mute it? I thought I did. Oh, no, I did. Yeah, I muted it. Hot dogs and wall moved an inch, yep. Yes, they did. All right. That is going to wrap up tonight's stream. Again, tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern, doubleheader, modifieds yet again. IRP, Meadow Creek, 200% races. So slightly longer stream than we had this evening. But appreciate everybody tuning in. Have a happy Wednesday. See you for Thursday.